Leicestershire's health boss has told us he can't rule out a local lockdown in Melton after a rise in coronavirus cases there. A new mobile testing station is opening in the town and 20,000 local people are being told to get a test if they have symptoms. Our social affairs correspondent Jeremy Ball is in Melton Mowbray for us tonight. Good evening, Jeremy. How serious is this?
Well, Dominic, a bit of perspective first. 16 people tested positive for coronavirus in Melton last week out of 400 or so positive tests right across the region. Now, that number might sound small, but the population's small here too. So Melton's actually got one of the highest infection rates in the country, and that's why they're so determined to nip this in the bud. Now, today, Leicestershire's Public Health Director told me they're seeing a similar pattern to the one they saw in Oby and Wigston a few weeks ago. Most people testing positive are working age. This seems to be spreading in people's homes, and the real worry is they'll pass it on to people who are more vulnerable. And I asked Mike Sands whether that could all mean a new local lockdown here in Melton.
It'd be naive of me not to suggest that that might happen, but I think what we're trying to do with the testing is to get ahead of the curve, to take that preventative action around testing first, which would stop us hopefully getting into the situation where we have to escalate the actions into a local or indeed a national lockdown. Clearly, the right thing to do is to bite the bullet, get people tested, accept the figures will go up, but actually that's the way of controlling it in the long run.
So, Jeremy, do we know exactly where these new cases are?
Well, yeah, they say most of them are close to here, actually, just to the north and west of the town centre, and that's close to the Sandwith food factory. And the firm's actually confirmed a small number of cases there, despite what they call comprehensive prevention measures. And this is something we've seen elsewhere as well. Health investigators in Leicester found clusters of workers at local food firms. And in fact, today, up the road in Nottinghamshire, we've heard about cases at another food factory, Backavore Desserts. Now, that's in the Newark area where they found 20 infections last week. Today, though, Nottinghamshire's health director said most cases appear to be spreading outside these factories because of people sharing cars or people mixing socially. And what he's worried about is COVID rates starting to rise again in Nottinghamshire. And because of that, he's warned that local lockdowns could be considered there too if things get out of hand.
So what can we do? What do they want us to do now?
Well, the key message from officials in Nottinghamshire today is stick to the rules, don't have large gatherings at home. If you're car sharing, consider precautions like wearing a face covering. Here in Melton, they're sending leaflets and texts out to 20,000 residents telling people to get a test if they have any COVID symptoms. And tomorrow morning, they're opening that new mobile testing centre here in Melton. That's just down the road from here at the Parkside car park.